good morning, or good afternoon, depending on which period you're in right now. It's Miss Name. I am out taking care of my dad today, but we're going to learn something new. We're on page 13 in the TAN book, and we're going to be doing 6.7 notes. Okay, so what I'll do today is we'll do example 1 together, A, B, C, and then I will give you 3 you-try problems that I would like you to do on a separate sheet of paper. You're going to turn these in for credit for class. So any of the you-tries, just go ahead and put them on a different sheet. And the rest of these examples, anything in the book, you can just work it out directly in your TAN book. Okay, so let's get started. These are the only rules that you need to know going into this. And then the other rule that you need to remember is how to convert from log to exponential. So recall, we cross out the log if we're going into exponential form, bring down the guy after the log, set it equal to your base to the exponent. Okay, so that's our conversion process. So for example 1, we want to solve for x. Ooh, and keep in mind, no calculators for these problems today. No calculators at all. So if I want to solve for x, well, what form am I in? I'm in log form, and that means I should go into exponential form. To go into exponential form, we cross out the log, bring down the 32, and set it equal to my base to the power of x. You just circle your base, take it across, 2 to the x. So the question we're really dealing with is 2 to the which power will give me 32? Well, by rewriting the left side and finding a common base of 2, I can see that, hey, 32 is really 2 to the 5th power. And that means that x must equal 5. Okay? So that'll be similar to the you try right beneath it. You can try it right now. Pause the video and give it a shot. Okay, so let's move on to B. Log base 5 of x equals -1. So whenever you're unsure what to do and you're solving a logarithmic equation, always ask yourself, what form am I in? And what form should I go to? These will be the questions you always ask yourself. You should never get stuck if you ask these questions. So right now I'm in log form. I know that because I see the word log. That means I should go into exponential form. So to go into exponential form, cross out the log, bring down the x equals my base to the exponent across. So x is equal 5 to the -1, but we're not really allowed to leave negative exponents. So we're going to rewrite 5 to the -1 as 1 over 5. And that's our answer. So you can give the you try a shot. Pause the video. Okay, let's move on to C. And I'll show you all the you try answers in just a second. So C says log of -9 equals x. So we want to solve. What form am I in? I'm in log form. That means we should go into exponential. So let's cross out the log. And notice we're missing a number here. There's an invisible base, so we need to write in the 10. So we're going to bring down the -9, set it equal to 10 to the x. So the question we're asking ourselves is 10 to the which power will give us -9? Well, you can fiddle around with some answers. 10 squared is going to be 100. I know I need to be lower than that because I'm trying to reach -9. 10 to the 0 is 1. 10 to the -1 is, well, if you plug that into the calculator, you'll get 0.1, which is really 1 over 10. Because remember, negative exponent means, hey, flip the inside, flip your base. So it becomes 1 over 10. 10 to the -2 becomes 1 over 10 squared, which is 1 over 100, which is 0.01. So notice we're not actually ever able to reach a negative number. We have a positive number, no matter which exponents we're using. 10 to no exponent. There is no exponent that will take 10 and turn it into a negative number. This is just a rule that you're going to have to remember. Log of a negative number is actually undefined. Okay? So what we're saying is there exists no x such that 10 to that power gives us negative 9. I need you to write this in your notes, box it, make it super duper important. And so log of a negative number is undefined. That means naturally ln of a negative number is also undefined. Okay, so let's go through the u-tries really quick. I hope you gave them a shot. If you didn't, try them right now and pause the video. So for A, we're going to do cross out the log, bring down the 16 equals 4 to the x. So 4 to which power gives us 16? X is going to equal 2. Over here, cross out the log, bring down the x equals 8 to the power of 0. Well, anything to the power of 0 is 1, so that's our answer. Lastly, write in the invisible base. I have negative 3.6 equals 10 to the x. And as we remember, there is no exponent that will convert this base into a negative number. In fact, if we type this into our calculator, log negative 3.6, we would get undefined. Okay, so that's our first part of example 1. Let's continue to D. So what makes D, E, and F different from the last problems is now we have logs on both sides of the equal sign. I have ln x equals ln 5. So notice my bases are both the same. Everything about the left side is already equivalent to the right side, except the x should equal 5. If I want to maintain the left and the right side are equal, then I should set the guys inside the logs equal to each other. So let me show you this one more time in a different way. Ln x, the question was ln x equaled ln 5. Since the left side and the right side both have logs that are isolated, that means there's nothing being like added on to the end. There's no like plus 8, for example. There's no like 3 times in the beginning. It's just the natural log. Then we can cross out the log on both sides and set the insides equal to each other. So that means x must equal 5. Let's do the same thing for E. Notice that we have logs isolated on both sides. There's nothing being multiplied out in front. There's nothing being added or subtracted from the end. And everything is equal on the left and right. It's log base 4 and log base 4. So if I need the left side to equal the right side, then that means 2x minus 3 should equal x plus 7. I'm going to cross out my logs and set them equal. So I need to get x by itself. I'm going to minus x on both sides. I'll get 2x minus x is x minus 3 equals 7. And then adding 3, I'll get x should equal 10. And if you want to check it, you can go ahead and plug 10 back in here and here. The left side becomes log base 4 of 2 times 10, which is 20 minus 3 is 17. And the right side becomes log base 4 of 10 plus 7, which is also 17. So log 17 equals log 17. It's true. Let's look at F. So look at the left, look at the right side. We have our logs isolated already, so we can just cross them out and set the insides equal to each other. So x squared should equal x plus 20. So now I'm actually dealing with a quadratic equation. I know that because of the x squared. So do not get stuck or confused. You just need to bring all terms to the same side. And remember, you got to set it equal to 0. And set equal to 0. So I'm going to minus the x and I'm going to minus the 20 on both sides. So that my right side becomes 0. The left side is x squared minus x minus 20. I'll use magic x to factor this. And I'll get x minus 5 and x plus 4 equal to 0. So that means that x is equal to 5 and -4. And these are my answers. Okay, so now you give D, E, and F a shot. Pause the video and work it out right now, side by side. I'm going to do it really quick so you can see if you got the right answers. So 8 is equal to 2x. X is equal to 4. So x minus 5 equals 3x plus 1. Gonna minus 3x on both sides. I'll get negative 2x minus 5 equals 1. I'm going to add the 5. I'll get negative 2x equals 6. X equals negative 3. Over here on F, I get x squared plus 1 equals 10. Since I'm dealing with a quadratic, I need to move everything to the same side. So I get x squared minus 9 equals 0. And that would be a difference of squares. My answers are x equals 3 and negative 3. If you think, whoa, Miss Name did that fast, I'm just doing this for you to check your answer. You shouldn't be doing this at the same speed as me at all. You should pause the video, give it a shot, and then check your answers. Okay, let's finish on the back page. Now we're on page 14. Got a few more problems to go. So example A says log of x equals 2, and we need to solve for x. Well, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to ask myself the same questions as always. What form am I in? Ooh, I'm in log form. What form should I go to? Ooh, I should go to exponential form. So if I'm going into exponential form, that means that the log should disappear. I should have a base down here. And I'm going to now convert. So bring down the x equals 10 squared. Hey, I know what 10 squared is. X is 100. Done. Okay, next example. So I need to solve for x. Well, right now I'm in log form, so I'm going to go into exponential form. Circle your base and take it right across to its exponent. So 2x plus 1 is going to equal, well, 5 to the 0 is 1. Next step, subtract 1 on both sides. So 2x is going to equal 0, and then divide by 2. And x is equal to 0. Let's look at C now. C has an invisible base that I need to write in, which is e. And now I'm in log form, so I want to go to exponential. So cross out the log, bring down the x minus 2 equals e to the 1. Next step, we're going to get x by itself. So we'll add 2 to both sides. X equals e plus 2. And you know what? Since no calculators are allowed, that is a perfectly acceptable final answer for today. All right, last problem. This one has a base that's written in. It's a base 4 logarithm. So to go to exponential form, cross out the log, bring down 2x minus 8 equals 1 second. Yeah, Mom? Okay, Mom. Mom, I'm making a math video. Can you stop talking, please? All right, sorry. Okay, so bring down the 2x minus 8. Set it equal to, our base is 4 cubed. You know what? If you tell me what you think about my mom in the at the bottom of your notes, or the you tries that you turn in for classwork today, if you tell me how funny you think she is or how silly you think I am, then I'll give you extra credit for poning atención to this video. All right, so let's continue. 4 cubed, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Next step, we're going to add 8 to both sides. We'll get 2x equals 72. Final step, divide by 2, and x equals 36. Can you believe it? We're done. We finished all our notes. So go back and fill in any missing notes. If I went too fast for you, you can slow down the video. But right now, you can start on your homework. So it's going to be page 36 to 37, numbers 1 through 4. And like I said, turn in the U-tries for classwork points today. Final grades for your progress report are going to be put in tonight. So I'm going to come to class and collect all of your late homework, put it in the grade book, and make sure you get that credit after I'm done taking care of my papa. All right. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, don't forget, answers. They're in the back. I think they're on page 48. So please check your work.